Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we are doing my series, Create Your Story, I think I called it. It's been a while because I fell off the wagon. I was trying to do a series where I use my Ali Edwards story kits on a regular basis as they release so that I don't have so much product being hoarded in my craft room. But I think what happened, I think I did it good for the first 2 or 3 months. And then whenever the birthday kit was released, that story kit birthdays, I paused because I want to use that kit repeatedly. So I went on the website and then bought the digital because I want to make a strictly birthday album soon. Meaning that kind of like what I did with Halloween last year, if you recall, if you're, with me a long time, I did like a perpetual Halloweens where it was like 2 spreads per year to show off every costume we've done so far. And so in a similar manner, I want to use the birthday kit to make a birthday album where it's just, this is her first turning 1, turning 2. She's going to be turning 7 this year. And so I want to use those products, obviously, I'll use once the physical set in its entirety, but then print it off again and again so that they all are the same. That's why I have the digital. So when the birthday kit came, I paused because I was like, I'm just going to use this kit so that I can make a birthday album. Have I made the birthday album? No, ma'am. No, sir. And then after that, I think 3 more kits have come. So we have the Enjoy, Nature, Around Here, and Collect. And so they've been sitting on my desk here and I have not used them. So we're using them. But we're actually, we're not using one from each right now. We're just doing other story kits. So these 2 are actually from the Enjoy story kit. So we'll put those together. And then this one was using the last bits and pieces from the Awesome story kit. So I have 2 of the cards, this pattern paper, this felt banner, and then this last, actually I have 2 glitter words still. I have also the word cool. So here we're going to tell a story with also that, with Valentina going to her first football game with Daddy. Not first, we've gone to other ones, but this one, they've definitely gone alone. Mommy stayed home. So I have like a 5x7. I printed on this 8x10, and then we'll use a 3x4 pocket page. I know my printer's off a little bit. And then I just printed other photos ready to go for other memories. And then we're doing my monthly Home Depot layout with the Enjoy kit. So I have a pattern paper and some cards printed off as well. And then this little black and white one that I changed on my settings on my phone, we're using this title card, which I just loved. If you obey all the rules, you'll miss all the fun. And it was just a great laughing shot that I got of her. And so it's Ali Edwards products, but then we're also throwing in a title piece from Colorcast Designs because I cannot help myself. I love Colorcast Designs. Acrylic pieces, like truly in the last year, I use them quite regularly. Truly one of my favorites. And in fact, what I like about them, A, they're seasonal / themed, which is great. And then B, it also cuts down on my need to have like foam thicker title pieces all the time, because I usually always buy foam thickers to have a big title. And so these are just, I don't know, they're just as big. They're like a substitute, and I just like them. So let's get creating these 3 layouts. Create your story. This series is really just to encourage you to use your Ali Edwards story kits. Don't let them sit there like I have. So I am brainstorming ideas. And of course I go through the classes. If you're familiar with, they offer classes, and there's some ideas there on how to use the products, which are always great, or a jumpstart for a thing. And sometimes I do just scrap list Ali Edwards or her design team because they are fantastic. And other times I kind of look at the product from a different way and try to see if I can do something else. But don't get me wrong. My classic go-to layout is always usually a large photo and then using a page protector on the other side. It uses the product. I get a big photo. I tell a long story. Done, done, done. You know what I mean? Sometimes I get a little bit more creative on them, but in order for me, I guess for me, always the bottom line is like, I want to stay current. So any, like the 5 or 6 stories that happen this month, if that's that many, I always want to be caught up. I don't want to constantly have to go back on my camera roll to print photos. So that is a great formula. So let's get started. Which one do I want to do first? Let's work on this one first. And then only because I think I'm going to be able to kiss so that there's no hole, because this one's using 3x4 cards and this one is 2. But this one I do want to have 2 flaps, so that's why I think I'm going to do it first so that it's on this side, and then we're going to flip it over and then have this be the back side and go from there. So that's the idea. Let's work on this one first and then we'll do this one too. Okay, let's get started. Let's get creating, my fellow Allie Edwards Story Kit subscribers. Like I was saying, I think briefly, is I always try to figure out like how to use them other than just a large photo and a pocket page. So for this one, I think I've done something similar when it was the Start Story Kit, where I used the large text graphic pattern paper and cut it up into like the word strips. That way I can have it span over like a double page layout, or in this case, just have it as a bit of a topper. That way, I can use that piece of the other letters in another layout, you know, in the future with other pocket cards, whenever another enjoy moment needs, or, you know, springs up and needs to be saved into my memory album. So I printed the photo as a 5x7, which laid horizontally fits that page perfectly because it's 7 inches across. So that worked out well. And the photo I printed too could have been either or looking down, you know, it was just her painting at that time. And so, yeah, it could have been flip-flopped. It doesn't matter, but I thought the colors all were bright and fun, and I liked the way it was already coming along. So I printed enough photos to have one section be a flip up, because I always like to show her like completed project with her as like an accomplishment photo, and then like little close-ups of her making it. I know I've probably mentioned in the past, I'm such an advocate for this workshop. If it's near you, take your kids. She has become so proficient in using a hammer and a screwdriver. It's been so great to watch her do these time every month and improve. So you can see I'm auditioning out some of the word phrase strips that come in the kit. These are all in the Enjoy kit as well. The So Good, and then the one that says like do what you love and love what you do. I tried out some of the chipboard, but some of the chipboard was really big and bold and covering up too much of my photo. So I, you know, passed in some of the chipboard areas. And those are some of the auditions slash, I would call them auditions, like that you can do, you know, in order to try to utilize as much of the element of the kit. You know, the chipboard was really great. It's probably better for maybe if you have like a simpler journaling card to have them, or if you have a lot of negative space in a larger photo for it to be. For me in my 5x7 photo, it just took up too much of the real estate and what, you know, the picture was showing. So I know I did a dodgy job of showing it, but I was just creating like a flap. I usually do my flaps with like a 1 inch by 3 inch piece of, you know, scrap cardstock. That way I score it and hinge it, and it works out beautifully. Sometimes I need to trim it off depending on how they printed, but for the most part, it's an easy process. And for the pocket page, I used a quote card that was in the green, and then one of the journaling cards. There was like 2 or 3 from the kit that could have been used in this story, but I selected one that says enjoy it all, and it worked out good. And like I said, the journaling is everything I just kind of shared with you now. And before I go to put on those plastic pieces, I used my tiny attacher and stapled them. That way whenever I adhere this page to whatever came before it, it will not hurt the page behind it. So that's always something to think about. In hindsight is always 20/20, I know, but something to keep in mind. So actually this process of these 3 layouts worked out perfectly. This rarely happens where I could do them back to back to back and not have to go back and fill in any holes in my story album. So on this side, I'll just start with having my cards on the back side of the pocket card, the pocket page card, and that worked out fantastic, you know. So I was like, like in my head I'm thinking to myself like, okay, now I have to do this, and I was going to flip-flop it, but I was like, no, I can just have it go, and there's no hole to come back to fill. And I am very happy about that serendipity moment there. So the Awesome Story Kit, I probably enjoyed the most this one, the Delight, and I want to say Delight and Glow and Happy. I've pretty much have used all of it up. So the Awesome Kit, I think these are just some of the random ones, and I think, you know, why I went to it or was looking at it, because of the colors. So the Miami Dolphin colors are this like aqua color and orange, and the colors in the Awesome Kit were aqua as well. And so I was like, the Right Now and the Wonderful, all this matches their shirt. This is perfect. Then I was like, and so does the glitter words that were included. It was like an aqua color, and I was like, fantastic. And I happen to have one of these, that blue felt banner. The other two have already been utilized. And I was like, we're going to use this last blue felt banner too. And then because of the Awesome, I knew this awesome, what does it say? Absolutely Awesome. It's in pink, but we do pink with everything. Was from a recent color cast design. And I just remember it saying the word awesome. And I was like, I'm pulling that out too. Where is my color cast design stuff? We are adding that to this layout too. And so once again, I printed my photo as a 5x7. It just worked out both times well. I usually, I did mention, usually print out a full page photo. But for some reason, 5x7 to utilize both of the pattern papers in the collection just worked out really well. And I have to actually keep that in mind, because if I want to use more of my scrapbooking collection papers and stuff in my stash, printing 5x7 for a few layouts may be key in using some of our pattern paper in our collection, just because 6x8 has become like my ultimate favorite size to scrap in lately. Is truly why that is. And so with this one though, I think I printed her as a black and white photo. So what made this photo come together well is, if you know, on the iPhone in camera mode, when you put it in portrait mode, when you go in to edit it, you are able to either white out the background, or it goes to black out the background as well, leaving the image of the person in the foreground, or is it foreground, into a black and white, or you could have left her in color. And I just thought, the photo was random colors, it was in bad lighting, and it was like the back behind her was like our couch with all the messy, like our blankets on it. And I was like, oh my gosh. So when I was editing it, I was like, oh, that's right, I can do it black and white. Oh, I can white out the background. This is perfect. Because it was just a great photo of her truly in a moment of laughter, that I wanted to use it so much. So that's how the photo being printed in black and white came to be. And so I printed it as a little shorter than Traveler's Note, because you can see I have the border on the top and the bottom. So it is 4 inches wide, and I think it's like 8 inches tall. So I think that's the classic Traveler's Notebook size. So if I just put in a Traveler's Notebook, this would have fit perfectly as a full page photo. But because I wanted to use that 3x8 quote portion in the Enjoy Kit, and this orangey yellow, like watercolory pattern paper from the kit, this was the way. And I was trying to figure out how to keep journaling. So I was like, okay, I got to have the amazing go around the holes of the page protector, where the holes are. And then I was like, it'll fit there, but maybe if I just flip it over, but then the hangover would be into the photo. Do I like it there? This was purely just me being undecisive, stick with something, make a decision, tie, and move on. No, I literally thumbed with this, and I was like, I don't know where I would put journaling if I have it here. Let me scooch it over. Oh, I could put journaling in that bottom left corner. Okay, does that make me happy? And I'm like twiddling my thumbs, like truly wasted way too much time with that decision-making process there. It happens to all of us, right? This is part of our crafty process. Like, it was just like, do I like it? Do I not? Do I like it? Do I not? So, yeah. So once I have all of these decisions sort of made, I'm able to measure the spots that I need to put journaling in. And I do my journaling on my computer. I make like text boxes that are the size. So like, for instance, right there, to fit in that bottom left-hand corner, I was probably working with a 2-inch by 2.5-inch spot. So I make a text box in my MacBook Pro on pages of that size, and that way I know I'll stay within that restricted area. And the same for the other cards that were, a couple of the 3x4 journaling cards. I just measure the space and go ahead and make those text boxes. I usually use a American typewriter as the font I use, and I always do the juxtaposition texting. That way it's always like a perfect rectangle or square. At least that's how I do it. And I always wait to have a full like 8x10's worth of journaling before I print it on clear sticker paper, so I have very little waste. So probably when I printed this, I already have like a couple of other projects on there coming up on my channel that I filmed. That way I have all the text done so that you can see me just kind of putting it all on the cards, the actual cards. And this really has been a game-changing way to use the physical cards but keep the journaling on there instead of handwriting it all the time. I get so much more text down on my cards now because of clear sticker paper. I usually have it linked down in the description box if you're curious. It's also in my Amazon storefront. If you're ever curious, I either buy the MACO brand or Avery has the full sheets of clear matte. Matte sticker paper is key. You don't want glossy because I've done glossy and it's so hard to photograph for Instagram when it's glossy. Yeah. Sorry, kids. Okay, that will wrap things up. This is using 2 different story kits, if I recall. So we have the Enjoy story kit, and what worked really good is that they're all just connected in my album, so there's no like gaps in it. So the Enjoy story kit, we have a flip up here all about the Home Depot kid workshops. Then we have going back in our stash. This is still using the awesome story kit. So the paper, the little flag, and the glitter phrase. And the journaling cards are all from that kit as well. And off camera, I did matte the photos on just white cardstock so that they kind of matched a little bit more. There was a lot of white going on. And then finally, a story here using the Enjoy story kit. And I did everything about like what makes us laugh. So it's really a sweet little kind of paragraph there. And everything is like in the orange family. So I thought it turned out really, really cute with the black and white photo. And so then we will continue on using the back side of the 3x8 and maybe this pocket card, or maybe I'll put in a full page photo. I just have these ready to go for a story soon because I don't want to forget to use them. So that's for another day. So thank you so much for joining me. Please subscribe if you are new to my channel. Please give this video a thumbs up. It always helps my channel. And until next time, everyone, bye.